Recently, cryptocurrencies have gone up substantially in prices. So I'm getting big time FOMO, not just on crypto in general and like, I wish I had more Bitcoin and whatever else, right? In particular, it's the fact that I've been building my own mining farm at a much bigger scale than previously. I've been really focused on infrastructure and I haven't necessarily grabbed as many miners as I want. And miner prices are starting to tick up, and the mineable cryptocurrencies are increasing substantially in prices. And honestly, it's kind of like last call, if the market continues this way, to grab mining hardware at a very good price. And trust me, I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I just sunk an order for 12 more miners. I have spent well over $40,000 on buying new mining rigs just in the last couple weeks. So I got some skin in the game. It still just never feels like enough. We're not really going to focus on Bitcoin today because Bitcoin has the halving coming up. We have a lot of Bitcoin specific videos, but basically when it comes to Bitcoin mining, right, the latest generation MicroBT WhatsMiner M60S and the Bitmain Antminer S21 currently will be profitable for a 10 cent per kilowatt hour electricity rate after the halving. Basically, the average person, even out of a house, is going to still have a profitable Bitcoin miner if you buy the latest generation one. And you may already know this or assume, but most of what we're going to be talking about today are going to be ASIC miners, right? These are custom computers. It's the industrialized form of mining. ASIC mining has consumed most of the mining profitability over the last several years. So if you want to learn how to set up an ASIC miner, how to get prepped for electricity and all that stuff, please watch our video guide on all that. So Dogecoin has recently pumped, right? It's basically doubled in price. It's putting out over $2 million a day. It's merge mined with Litecoin. So nearly, $2.5 million of emissions, right? And that's like the pie that we can eat mining that coin every day. So that's going to be a key thing we talk about. Kaspa has been very profitable to mine. It's been a standout cryptocurrency over the last couple of years, especially on the mining front. Nearly 2 million coins mined per day, and that's even after it's dipped 14%. That's a key coin we're going to be talking about. Ethereum Classic, whether you love it or hate it, right? It's technically the original Ethereum, if you will, and it is putting out over $500,000 of coins mined per day, and it's seen again some good price movement. We'll be talking about that. We're not really going to talk about Chia. The halving is about to happen, but that coin has pumped. So if you've been getting into Chia anytime over the last year or two, you're probably sitting pretty. So that's a very nice thing. The other notable coins that we're going to kind of dig into today are going to be Nervos Network, up big over the last month. Kadena, seen some very good price movement. The price looks tiny compared to its all-time high, but it is a welcome relief because it's more than doubled since its all-time low, or at least the recent bear market low. It's actually more than tripled. So very substantial there. Monero we're going to touch on, and then we're going to touch on a few other cryptocurrencies like Equihash, as well as that's a mining algorithm, obviously, and also Dash. So let's jump into the one that most people want to talk about first, right? And so that's going to be Kaspa mining. I've got a lot of Kaspa miners, at least of like different models. And I've got everything from Ice River, from the KS0 to an overclocked KS0 Pro, right, to KS1, 2, 3, and 3Ms. The KS3 is actually a Bitmain Antminer KS3, but you can see some real-time mining profitability, and these fluctuate, right, in real time, somewhere between 10-20% on nice hash. So another thing to note when you're looking at my Kaspa miners right now is that I am actively exploring overclocks on these. So almost every Kaspa miner I have is overclocked except for the KS0 Pro RV as well as the KS1. So let's kind of speed run these. The bigger miner you buy, it's going to be a better value, but it may not fit your budget. And that's fine. They're all very profitable. They earn much more than they burn. Ice River has their new commemorative edition, so it's kind of like this Kaspa teal color with a little Kaspa icon on it. And we have a discount code that supports the channel and you. If you punch in code VoskCoin, you go over in there and order it from them. These are ready to be ordered right now. A lot of people have been wanting and waiting for the KS1 to come back in stock, but they're just not really focused on making these. Pretty much the same thing with the KS2. They are slinging their version of the KS3 in lower volume, but really they are just making as many KS3Ms as they possibly can. And you'll notice that we went through their whole lineup and everything is sold out. So we work with ASIC Marketplace. They've helped us source so many miners. They've been awesome to work with. And again, they've given us a coupon code that supports the channel and you, and it's better than any code you'll ever find on their page. It's the best coupon code that they offer. We specifically campaigned for that to give that to everyone watching the VoskCoin YouTube channel. And we go over to their section here. You can grab an Ice River KS0 Pro with shipping right now at this price point, or you can pre-order one of the commemorative editions and get it later this month at a lower price point. And to be honest, based on the prices, availability, and profitability, I think it makes more sense to order the KS0 Pro special edition direct from Ice River than it does to buy the KS0 Pro at a higher price point and you get it shipped today. However, if you're looking to mine Kaspa at scale, the Ice River KS3M is going to be what you want, at least as far as bang for buck, right? And so they have that in stock, and this is the miner that Ice River is producing in mass, and it's still selling out so fast on their site, and then it's going through the whole reseller network. There's a lot of people mining, there's a lot of people buying miners. It's a very serious sector. I don't think everybody really understands that it's a mad dash to get miners, and that's not going to change, and it's actually just going to get more and more difficult, and miner prices are continue to go up and up and up along with the market. Even if mining profitability is kind of staying the same or trending downwards. But it's really simple. If you want to get into Kaspa mining, it's the KS3M or the KS0 Pro right now. And we're all eagerly awaiting the Gold Shell Kaspa releases. They're actually supposed to be pretty good. And IB Link made their KS Max, their Kaspa miner, but they only made a few of them, and it's been pretty mixed reports on them actually performing that well. Bitmain dropped their KS5 Kaspa miner, and that thing is a powerhouse with a ridiculous premium attached, where you're just probably better off just buying KS3Ms and getting way more hash for the money with not quite as good of efficiency. BRN token is back. They made today's video possible. They are on more exchanges than the last time we talked about them now, including Gate.io, Mexi, Bitmart, and XT. Within 40 days, they're going to be reducing the supply of 229 million BRN tokens by 90% to 30 million. The circulating supply is only going to be 22 million. They're opening the closed beta of their AAA quality game, GameFi, Metaverse, and they're even paying out rewards in USDT, not their BRN token. Learn more about this with the link out in the video description below. And the next coin, let's talk about Dogecoin. Everyone's been eagerly awaiting the Bitmain Antminer L9. We all kind of think it's going to be a version of you take the L7 and make it twice as good. So maybe double the hash rate, right? Or double the efficiency. That's the general rumors and estimates there. But they don't have any real competition, so they just sit here on this generation of it, and they just keep producing it. And these have gone up several $1,000s already, and they're going to keep going up if Doge just keeps ripping in price. If you want to get into the Dogecoin mining game, this is it. It mines a script algorithm, right? So it merge mines Doge and Litecoin at the same exact time. I'm very scared of this miner because of, one, the recent price increase, but two, I think that their new release is just around the corner. This miner basically came out 2 years ago. It's a very old model. There's no way they don't have a better version, but it's a matter of will they actually release it if they don't need to. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, sometimes these miner manufacturers have made models that are really good and then release a worse version of it, and then they just one up themselves at a later point. It's just it's just terrible. Taking advantage of the consumers. Let's look at Ethereum Classic mining, right? We look at this list of some of the most profitable miners right now. This is your profitability. So this is after paying your 10 cent per kilowatt hour electricity bill. If your rate's different, you need to run those numbers and figure it out. But the E9 Pro is very profitable for what it is. Relatively low power consumption for a miner at only 2,200 watts. And it earns around $8 a day after you pay the electricity bill. These have been coming in and out of stock lately, but they're starting to creep up in price like everything else. You get a miner for about $3 grand that earns $8 a day. It's not a bad profitability proposition, right? So this is post electricity bill times 365. It puts you around a 1 year break even. And if, in the current state of things, if you get a 1 year projected break even on a miner, that's solid. They've normally, been priced at times previously in a 2 to 3 year break even. Obviously, ideally you want it shorter, an ideal frame looking like, oh, 3 months, 6 months. Take whatever you will from that. There's also the Jazz miner, X16P, which we have, super profitable but super expensive. These things are coming in around $10,000 and flying off the shelf. Although they're more efficient and profitable, right? You end up making more by putting the same dollar amount into, say, like the E9 Pro. So it kind of depends on your situation, your rate, and all that stuff. The other notable coin I really want to look at here is going to be, we'll kind of look at them at the same time, but Nervos Network and Kadena, both these coins have appreciated very seriously over the last month. And it's pushed their mining profitability up much higher. And Nervos Network recently underwent their halving event, which, made their miners, prior to the price pump, barely treading water. So going from, treading water, right, to profiting $16 a day after the electricity bill, it's kind of the same thing for the Kadena miners, kind of around treading water to profiting around $15 after the electricity bill. I mean, those are two mining rigs, pulling $15-16 a day. That's impressive. Their price has been creeping up big time because of that, towards $4,000, $5,000 to get these machines in. I know a couple weeks ago they were like $3,000. A couple weeks before that they were $2,500. So this is rapidly developing, and it's easy to feel like, oh well, it's too late, I missed the boat. And if these things double again, you're just gonna wish you didn't say that last time. It's not financial advice. I'm not trying to push you into anything, and I'm not really telling you anything other than research I'm doing, right? I can tell you, of the miners that I'm showing you here today, I'm actively acquiring almost all of them or recently acquired them. And some haters may be like, oh, Vosk, you're just showing ASIC Marketplace because they give you a cut and whatever else because you're an affiliate. Okay, well, let's talk about that. Go over to Bitmain shop, right? And you'll see that their prices for their miners are more expensive normally than ASIC Marketplace and many other places. You'll see that they don't even have stock that you can come on here and order of literally every miner I've talked about here today. They do have the D9, which I think is very expensive now versus its profitability, because I don't even think this pool is like $5 a day after the electricity bill right now. And it's the same thing with the Z15 Pro, and the Z15 Pro mine's absolute just going nowhere cryptocurrencies. And the Equihash mineable coins are some of the least interesting, least valuable, and worst long-term investments compared to other mineable cryptocurrencies, right? And check the charts, and you can prove that right. And also, whenever you order from Bitmain, if you're in the US, you get hit with 25% tariff. That's huge. That is very large, right? So you order a $4,000 machine, you're gonna get a $1,000 customs bill. So anything you see here, you think it's $4,000, wrong. It's gonna be effectively $5,000 for you, and you gotta clear that $5,000 before you're breaking even. Honestly, it's a really exciting time. I'm very happy and proud that I've been building a bigger mining farm over the last couple years, and I'm happy to have a good amount of infrastructure set up. And I just ordered over 12 miners. It's an exciting time. I want to make sure that I don't miss the boat. I don't want to be sitting there when you can't get a single miner to mine anything for less than 10 grand, and you just start to wonder and run the numbers. Is this still going to be worth it? Is this where it's at, right? Because there's a lot of different ways to make money in cryptocurrency, stack coins. For me personally, I love mining for numerous reasons. I gamify it to make it more fun for myself. You build your hash rate, you increase your stats, you build out, you have infrastructure, you got the farm. There's a lot of fun. It's hands-on. It gives you something physical in a digital world. You're also running these networks, and you're just contributing, and you're making them anti-fragile. It's truly so much fun and incredible and valuable thing. Bottom line is, I'm all in. I'm infatuated with it. This is the real deal. This is data I've done for myself, my own personal mining farm, and I'm sharing it here with you because, well, we also work on the VoskCoin YouTube channel, and I really enjoy content creation. And personally, I think that if this sector continues to grow, more people participate, I don't worry about the increased competition, because it makes it all that much more valuable. And that's the mindset I've held from day one when I got into mining, and then started making videos about my mining stuff along the way. I think it's a selfish mindset to be like, oh, this is so good, let's keep it to ourselves and we'll be so rich one day. Instead, I'd rather have everyone who ever tunes in to the VoskCoin YouTube channel, experience the incredible just joy that mining is, And for me, it's been very lucrative, which is an incredible thing in its own right. And then it all adds value, and it just kind of works out in the end. But on that note, I need to go check on our CPO, our Chief Puffy Officer. Run 10 seconds of tails on every video. She's, of course, our resident Doge. So thanks for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts. Are there any awesome miners that I missed? There's a lot of interesting plays out there right now. GPU mining still in the gutter. CPU mining has been fun and interesting. And with the recent pump on XCH, hard drive mining has gotten more interesting as well, but there's the halving that sobers that number up real quick. So I hope that you smash that subscribe button. I'll see you later.